think that we have to do a few things. For me, I think the easy part, and this is the part I think you and I agree on, is that we have to accept, and we should accept people as they present themselves in the world, right? Like if someone says if I told you my pronouns were she, her, you would address me as she and her, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I love it. That's how this world guilts you into accepting all their nonsense by trying to make you feel like you're a wrong or a bad person for not accepting anything they tell you. Like you not accepting, like they're making it feel like, oh, you would want everybody to be who they want to be, right? Like almost trying to make you feel guilty. Like if you don't agree with what they're saying, you're stopping somebody from feeling free, which is totally an illusion of words, and how they've really convinced this whole world to just be hush hush about everything they're saying. They just want this world to be hush hush about everything they're doing. Nobody can say anything. Nobody can have an opinion. It's crazy to me. It's freaking crazy to me. Let's keep going.
Really?
No, I would call you Marc.
Okay, but you wouldn't call me he.
No, because I mean, I would call you Marc. If that was something that made you comfortable, but if I saw you,
and if I said my name was Jane, would you then call me Jane?
If that was your legal name, yes.
But you'd only call me by my legal name.
Yeah, I call you by your legal name. I don't have an issue with that, but I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna change what these established pronouns for male and female because you say I'm Marc and here I am.
So what do you? So I really want to ask you. I'm genuinely curious about this. But first, let me just say I think that. One, this isn't a case of someone thinking there's something that they're not. What people are saying is that there is a misalignment between my sex and my gender.
Disorder.
No,
that's the point. My mind and my body don't match. That's a disorder.
That doesn't make it disorder. It just means that the world may be more diverse than we've previously understood it to be, whether we see it in...
The world might be more diverse than we've seen it to be. I wish I could find this picture. It's a meme of workers working on a tower, like a skyscraper, kind of working with the wiring and stuff. Red wires, blue wires, black wires. And the red is supposed to go with the red, blue is supposed to go with the blue, black is supposed to go with the black. But here come these two people. Oh, well, it's okay. Just put them anywhere. And they join whichever wires and it's just boom. Like, I wish I could find that picture and I would tag it onto this video. That just reminds me of what he's saying. It's let everything be. But it's like, if everything be's, then where is the order? That's a recipe for chaos. Like, God gave order. God gave instructions. So to come out of nowhere and be like, well, to almost question these instructions. And try to, all of a sudden, you're trying to rearrange how life was organized, because all of a sudden you want your perverted desires to be able to run free. You see, there's nothing like when you have that conscience of God, of just right and wrong in the world, that conscience of how the world's supposed to run, kind of pulling at you when you're in the midst of trying to live out all your perverted desires. And the order of the world is kind of like nagging at you, telling you you're kind of wrong. So now there's this agenda to promote this movement of you can do anything you want to do, you can be anything you want to be. But this is all they want to do with it, though. All they want to do is be able to lick each other's balls and teach children how to bend over and lick your homie's balls too. Like, it's such a perverted movement, dude. It's such a perverted movement. But to just justify, like, oh, well, maybe the world is more diverse than we've thought. Like, who are you? Or who are you perverts to want to come and change and rearrange the whole order of life? It is a small percentage of people in this planet that are actually gay, that are actually like LGBT whatever, that actually identify as being homosexual. It's a small percentage. So for these small percentage people to feel that they have the right to rewrite the whole story for the world is bonkers. It's bonkers. But it's more bonkers that the majority of the world has let it happen. How the heck does 95% of the people get punked by 5%? 5% gay people in this world have pumped 95% of this world into submission. Can nobody say nothing about a gay person right now? Don't you dare think you will publicly say you are not down with the homosexual movement. It's insane how a small percentage of people have the nerve to talk about, well, Earth hasn't been going in the right direction. Like, who are you? Is what like came to my mind when I heard that. Who are you? People. You rainbow flag wearing people who have taken a rainbow flag, that's something that belonged to God. This was a sacred symbol belonging to God. They have taken it and just jizzed all over it. Like literally, that's what I feel like the flag has just become. A bunch of homosexuals. It's like a homosexual like cum bucket. it's just you just bleh, just gross. It's gross. Like, how does a small percentage of people really justify trying to change the whole world for everybody? That's madness to me. But let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Plants, whether we see it in animals, there's all kinds of complexity. And we look in history. I mean, even we go.
Complexity in diversity. Complexity in options. Complexity in designs. Complexity in creation. But once you're made, you're made. Like, once you're made, you're made. Unbelievable. It's not complexity in, oh, I don't know if I want to suck a dick or eat. Like, the animal kingdom is not debating, oh, do I like Simba's parts offering? Or do I like Moana's offering? Like, yo, Animal Kingdom, they know what anyways. I'm talking about animals.
The continent of Africa, we look in Asia. There's all kinds of examples of people who have complicated gender performances and complicated understandings of gender, and how we perform gender can be.
That's not true. And first of all, let's hear what he just said.
Different. Mm-hmm. But I guess gender performances and complicated understandings of gender and how we perform gender can.
He just said how we perform gender. You don't perform gender, fool. Who is this guy's mom? As a mother, I want to slap the shit out of him. I don't even want to talk about it, but it's just like, he sounds like a little kid who has no clue. So as a mother, that disciplinary woman in me, like, dude, take a belt to your backside, dude. Because this is goofy. And this is a grown adult. He's a professor. He's actually like a figure of importance. According to whoever, but he is. Holy crap. He said perform gender. How do you perform gender, dude? You just are or you're not. You are a woman or you're not a woman. You are a man or you're not a man. You don't perform gender. You act according to your gender, yeah. I mean, if you're a boy, yeah, you throw a football, but not in today's time anymore. If you're a boy, you fucking twirl around in your little freaking tutus and shit.
Different. Mm-hmm. But I guess my question for you would be, why, if someone identifies as, particularly someone who you engage with, say it's a colleague at work or whomever, a family member or whomever, if they say, look, I prefer to be called she and her, and I no longer want to be identified by this name, why not just honor that?
If you changed your name, I will honor it.
But why not? I mean, I'm sure you call people by nicknames, dog. I'm sure you grew up in a black neighborhood, right? Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to support psychosis. Like, I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm not going to join you in lying. If you choose to lie, that's on you. Cool. But don't expect me to go down with you. You lie. You have male parts, but you think you're not a man. That's on you. Cool. But I'm not going to lie. I see the bulge in your pants. I'm not going to be like, oh, but you're a woman. That's a lie. And I'm not going to lie right along with you. It's not about just soothing your feelings so I don't hurt your feelings as my family member or my friend and call you your nickname. It's like, no, dude. I'm not going to support you not using your brain, basically. If I have a friend that's not thinking right, I'm not going to just soothe the thought of not thinking right. Like, I'm going to help you see, as a friend, I'm going to try to help you, like, reason. Not just let you sit with your wrong thoughts. So I'm not going to join you and participate in your wrong thinking.
you know somebody named Peanut, right?
Yeah.
Right. You don't say, well, that's not your legal name. Your mama named Joe. I'm gonna call you Joe.
No, I'm saying a name is one thing, but if you're asking me to change pronouns, I'm not going to do that because these are established pronouns. You're asking me to now change the English language, right? We know why we call female she, her, girl, woman. Okay, these are words that have meanings. These are words that have meanings. So this is a book, right? So could you call this? This is a book and this is a mug. Could you call this a book and call this a mug? Yes, you could do that if you want to change it, but words have meanings, right? So now if I switch it and you say, well, this mug wants to be called a book, it's a mug. It's just a mug. This is the word we've established for mugs. This is the word we've established for books. So you're asking me to change the actual meaning of words to accommodate you. I'm not going to do that.
Facts, though. That's facts. Like, that's facts. That's literally, and I've made a video about it before. Like, we're in the point where you want to hold a banana up and force me to call it an apple. Like, it's a banana. If you see it as an apple, I guess that's on you. But don't ask me to join you in calling it an apple if I see it's a banana. That's where the problem is. Do you, be you, if you want to be all these things. But don't ask me to join you. Don't ask people to participate. Don't ask, it's one thing to even ask, but now they're putting laws on it. Like, if you don't call this banana an apple, you're in trouble. Like, that's madness, dude.
Not going to do that. It is, because not only is it a request, you can now get in trouble in certain states for misgendering someone.
The request of the trans community is not that I'm actually a man, but I want you to pretend I'm a woman. The argument of the trans community, which I agree with, is no, I am a woman, and so I want you to revert me.
But you're not a woman. So.
Oh my God. It's insane that this is a real argument on planet Earth between two adults. Supposed to be adults. And bear with me, you guys, this is a new setup, so I'm still kind of learning camera angles here and all this. Probably gonna switch it up a little bit later so I can actually be in front of this. So, but anyways, crazy. Let's keep going.
That's the problem. So this is what I say is now you've asked me to take on your mental disorder, right? So I'm
Exactly. Now you're asking me to join you in your psychosis. I'm not going to do that. If you have naturally growing breasts out of your chest, I'm not going to pretend that you also have a naturally growing third leg. And to ask me to call you that is no. I've heard of some of these stories with these lesbians that walk around with a strap on in their pants just because they feel they're a man. So they walk around, like, the fact that you have to strap your cock on every morning shows you're not a real man, because men don't have to do that. It's just there. So you here playing pretend and I'm supposed to join you in your psycho stuff? No, lady.
The argument from my uncle who thinks he's a Native American from a certain tribe is that this is what he thinks, but he's not. Okay, so I'm not, then to say to me that argument is valid because he thinks it. No, just because you think something doesn't make it real. Okay,
but that's exactly what gender is. Gender is exactly about an experience and a performance and a social construct.
It's not a social construct. Stop saying a social construct. To say that words don't have meaning and they're socially constructed means nothing. And I'll tell you why.
They are.
But you say that, but then
This was always a book.
Okay, so then.
They are. I cannot stand soft men. It's so something about soft man is so, like, I'd rather you just be gay. Real talk. If you're a soft man, I'd rather you just be gay. Then I can look at you as just, okay, you're a gay man. I'm not looking at you. But to be a man who claims to be, and I don't know what he identifies as, if he's straight, I don't know if he's married, if he has a wife or a husband. If he's straight, then Jesus Christ, he's an extremely soft man. And that shit just grosses me out. It's a book. Like, what? You very, very homo tendencies. You have strong homo tendencies. I don't know if he's gay or not, but if he is gay, then it's like, all right, I guess. But if he's talking about he got a wife at home or he's into girls, are you crazy?
So then, you know what it is? Our entire discussion about Black America meant nothing. There's no such thing as racial injustice. See what I did there? Because Black is a social construct.
Yeah, but we live in a social reality. So within that social reality...
You can't be both, Marc. So you either think that the gender wage gap is BS, that feminism is wrong, and that racial disparities are all BS because everything's a social construct. You're either going to go full postmodern...
She got him on that one. That's why you got to be smart in this world, dude. Not just going off feelings and I feel and make believe stuff because they corner you and now you look like a fool.
And say nothing is real and it's all made up, or you're going to acknowledge that there are some hard concrete truths. If there are hard concrete truths, you and I are black, okay? That's not going to change because we wake up and we decide, you know what, today I'm white and it's just how I feel, and today I'm Chinese. No, you and I are black, okay? We are acknowledged as black people, we're seen down as black people. I am a woman, you are a man, okay? Now, if I want to wake up tomorrow and say I'm a man, you want to say you're a woman, and we want to play the crazy game, we can do that. So then say all of society now is to pretend that it was all a social, no, it was a social contract. You were born a male, I was born a female.
Yes, that's a sex.
We are black, okay? It's a color though. Black is it's a word that we use to say a sex. Female is a word that we use that has a meaning. Yes, it means you are born with a vagina.
Oh God, he looks so uncomfortable. He even had to start picking up the book just to, oh God. All right, let's keep going. All right, now let's see, I heard him get to his menstruation, which I think is coming up. He probably on his menses right now, the way he acting. Ridiculously gross.
You can have children, you have a uterus. When you are a male, you are born with a penis. You get a woman pregnant. These words have real meanings. We cannot suddenly get into society where there are no truths.
So to acknowledge a social construct does not mean that we ignore biology, and it doesn't mean that we don't have.
Can men get pregnant?
Depends. I know.
What does it depend on?
That's how you just like, okay, dude, really? Let's listen to this awesome explanation.
Trans men that can get pregnant?
That means it's a woman. Only one sex can get pregnant.
That's a circular argument. That's
not a circular argument.
Yeah.
It's proving my thing. There is a truth, a concrete truth. You have to be born with a uterus to have a baby. Only women can get pregnant. The fact that we've arrived in a society
right, and that's the part I'm disagreeing with. That's the part I'm disagreeing
There's
with.
nothing to disagree with it. These are facts. So you can say that this person who is pregnant identifies as a man. That person was born a woman. I can tell you that every single time because only women can have sex because there are concrete truths about life.
Have babies.
Can have babies, pardon. And that is a hard truth about life. You cannot make that go away because you want to call a man, somebody who has a beard and dresses like a dude a woman. Only if it's pregnant, I can tell you exactly what it is. It's a woman.
So I give you, let's go back to social construct thing because then that'll answer.
Yeah, here, a whole pregnant lady with a big old belly will put on baggy pants and say she's a man. Oh man, where are we in this world? Where are we in society? Oh Jesus Christ, God, this is nuts.
You just said, I'm not ignoring what you just said. I want to tie it together. So the idea of my point was that a social construct doesn't ignore physical realities, right? The social construct is about how we as a society make sense of those physical realities, right? So for example, you said we're black. Sure.
But you can't say how we make sense because then when you start talking about how we make sense individually, then you start getting into emotions. Then you're talking about feelings. You can't base society, you can't base intelligence, you can't base something solid on emotions or feelings. Emotions change every day. Feelings change every day. So you can't now say, oh, let's structure society according to how we see ourselves. This becomes too individual. There's 7 billion people on this planet. Are we then going to now have to deal with 7 billion different ideologies? That's chaos and destruction. No, instead, if all these 7 billion people have a common understanding of life, that's unity, that's progress, that's understanding. Now we can all work towards a common goal that benefits us as a people on planet Earth. To say, hey, this depends on how we construct our realities, it's like, that's too divided. That's too specific. That's too emotional. The world doesn't have time to listen to every single individual's feelings. The world is trying to get things done. The universe is trying to benefit itself. It's not here to cater to every single person's mood for the day. I'm in the mood to be a man today. The universe is like, well, that doesn't change the fact that I made you to be a woman. Now maybe the children you were supposed to give birth to, now you've stalled that intro into the universe. Either way, you're disrupting the universal flow of life when you want to stop and take all these little pit stops for each individual person to have whatever kind of made up reality they want on this planet.
Right? I'm trying to think of, you pick a light-skinned black person, right? They're black, right? We'd agree on that. Now let's go to the Dominican Republic. Let's go to the PR. Let's go to Puerto Rico. Let's go to Jordan. Let's go to Iraq. Let's go to Sudan. Let's go to Ghana, right? And let's go to South Africa. I'm picking these places very specifically because they have different racial logics and racial paradigms. And what it means to be black here, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a universal blackness, right? In Dominican, there might be 5 different other racial categories, right? And there are some light-skinned black folk here who, when they go to Ghana, get basically seen as white, right? Because of how we socially construct it. Doesn't mean my biology changed. Doesn't mean my physical reality changed, but how society engages this stuff.
This guy is ridiculous. This is gross. This is gross to listen to a man sound like this. Like, I feel like men in today's time don't realize how strong they really are supposed to be. And that's part of this Me Too agenda that has almost chopped men off at the kneecaps. And men walk around today just so, they sound lacking in masculinity. They sound lacking in strength. And listening to this man talk just grosses my whole spirit out. It's so soft to hear him. It's so soft. It's gross to hear a man sound so disgustingly soft. I can't stand soft men. That's just me. I can't. This shit grosses me out, the way things are going in the world. Every time you head out into the world, every man is in skinny pants and in floral pink outfits. It's like, oh God, what is this? But anyways.
Because life is worth more because they're white or whatever. Those are social meanings that are arbitrary.
I skipped forward a little bit in case it sounds choppy.
Different. So to acknowledge social constructs doesn't mean you ignore biological realities.
But you just did that when you said that men could give birth.
So similarly, what I'm saying is that I'm not denying the biological reality of maleness, of the genitalia where it's signed at birth and what we can do with those body parts. I'm not denying that. That's a biological reality. Again, the social...
How have we ended up? Like, how did we end up here? Assigned at birth? How? I'm so confused. How did we... Where in time did we lapse? And all of a sudden we're here where we're talking about gender assignment. What?
Meaning I'm attaching to it is what I'm saying is more complicated.
But it's not complicated. Can men give birth?
Sometimes. That's my answer. Yes.
And the answer that is crazy. And this is we cannot. It's just crazy. We cannot allow this to happen.
But you wouldn't say the definition of being a woman's ability to give birth.
And I'm not saying it, but only women can give birth is a factually true statement. Only women can give birth. There's only one type of human being
only
that can
with
give
uteruses
birth.
and vaginas.
Yes,
and
can give birth. Only women can give birth. Men cannot give birth.
Here's what I think we're talking past each other. What I'm saying is, I'm not disputing the fact that certain body parts yield certain kinds of possibilities, right? What I'm disagreeing with is the idea that is the measure of whether or not you're a man or a woman in society.
Okay, but it is now come to a point where if you say that only women can give birth, you are called a bigot. That is crazy. That's nuts. So if you say, like J.K. Rowling did...
Oh, this is nuts. All right, you guys, I'm done. This is crazy. I just kind of wanted to talk about this video a little bit, react a little bit. This is just... I feel like I've lost brain cells listening to this guy talk. God almighty. I have so much reverence for men. Like, when a man speaks, I expect to learn something. That's just how I see men. When a man talks, I expect to gain something, even if it's just humor, whatever. I don't like listening to a man and I feel like my energy is drained. That's so soggy soft, dude. Y'all, peace out.